Hi and welcome to this video. Most of you probably think this video is going to be a continuation on my series of MongoDB, but at the moment I'm still working on that application. It's about 90 to 95% the way I want it done, but I just want to have it the way I want it before I present it to you guys. So in the meantime, I thought what I'd do is I indulge in another one of my interests, which is IT security pen testing, and I would write a port scanner in Python, which actually isn't that hard to do. So yeah, so I guess let's just get going. Because I did try to do this last night and it didn't record. And then by the time I was finished, it was like 1:30, 2 o'clock, and I was like, no, I have to go to bed. So it's now 20 to 1. So I'm going to try again. So if we're going to do a port scanner, we're going to need to use the socket module. So I'm just going to import it, so import socket, and then what I'm going to do is, now that I've imported my socket, I'm going to actually create a function, or method if you're coming from the Java world. So I'm going to call it scan, and this is going to take in a variable called host, which is actually going to be the IP address, and then we're going to have a for loop for port. So this is going to be the port number. In range. Okay, for this one we're just going to do the first 100 ports, just to make it easier and maybe a bit quicker. So then we're just going to say, going to call this s equals socket dot socket, and I want to copy this bit because I want to get it right. So this is creating our socket object that is going to try and connect to the port. And then what I need to do is I need to set a timeout. Set timeout. And I'm going to set it to 0.1 seconds. Because I was playing around with it last night and I found that's kind of the quickest way. If you set it to something like 110, whatever, it's going to take a while. But anyway, so that means that it's going to try and connect, and if it doesn't connect after 0.1 seconds, it's going to move on. So then we're going to stick in a try block, which basically is what it says, try. So we're going to say s connect, and then we're going to put in our host, and then the port. Okay, and then we're going to print, and I'm going to use f strings here because they're really handy, because all you have to do is put an f, and then you use curly braces, type in the name of the variable. So we're going to say port is open on, and then we'll just stick in host. So this is really handy because you don't have to, before you would have to have like using %s, or you would have to have I can't remember right now, but it would be something like uh, dot. I think it might have been dot string or something like that. I can't remember. There was another way of doing it, but I prefer this way. It's just a lot handier. I think it's only available in Python 3. Yeah, 3.4. It's not available in 2.7, so if I haven't mentioned, all these programs will only work in 3.4 above. So, anyway. And then, with every try, you need an accept. So, we'll stick in an accept, and what we're going to do is we're going to use the special keyword called continue. Which does exactly, it'll, if it doesn't get anything, it will continue. So that means it will basically go back up here. If it does get something, it will print it out. So that's really the function done. And the next thing we need to do is we're going to create a variable called IP equals input enter IP address. I just put that in, and then we just need to do is call our scan function. And we just stick in the IP address. So save that, and if everything has worked, we should. I know. Okay, so it's going to be 192.168.0. Okay, I know this computer has a port open, so let's see what happens. There we go. So it's just finished. So yeah, that's a very simple port scanner. Now I could put in something like this just to make it cleaner. Port port 22 or whatever port is open on that host. So this program could be used in something like say if you have something like an Arduino or even on a Raspberry Pi and you want to trigger something like I don't know, like say if you want to make sure that nobody's connecting to port 22, you want an alert when somebody connects to port 22. You could set it up that way so that when you get a connection it could send you a tweet. Or if it was, if you hooked it up to an Arduino, maybe you could use that. If you connect to the port, it will turn on a light or a motor or whatever you want. So you can use something like that. Like when I say you can use this program, I mean like you can use the idea of it to scan the ports. Yeah, so. Which is kind of what I did in my fourth year project when I was in college. I created a application that was like, if any of you've ever used, I think it's Jenkins or Puppet. It was a reverse client server model. So what happened was in the computer labs, they had machines that dual booted into Ubuntu. But whenever they needed to update Ubuntu, by the time they got around to most of the machines, it already was in Windows. So my project was basically to create a application that would check to see whether or not the computer was booted into Ubuntu, and the way I did that was by default, port 22 was actually open. So I just scanned for port 22, it was open. Then we knew it was in Linux. If it wasn't open, we knew it was Windows, and that way we were able to, once we knew that was port 22 was open, we could remotely connect to it and upload a little package that basically contained a bash script that executed whatever the packet manager was on that version of Linux. Well, in Ubuntu it was apt, but you could use the same thing for any Linux. You just put a script, bash script, Z shell script or T shell script, whatever, to run your packet manager, or even as you could even set it up to install from source using a tarball or tar or whatever. So yeah, but yeah. The reason why I wanted to do this port scanner is because but last year I got a book called The Red Team Field Manual, and at the back of it has a number of little Python scripts that are useful, and I thought of building a little application that will be able to have a menu, and you select, well, okay, I want a port scanner, I want a word list creator, or whatever it is. So it's just something just to time me over until I get the address book MongoDB application working exactly the way I want. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and you can comment, share, do whatever you want with this video. I do plan to put all this code up on my GitHub one day, because yeah, well, it probably will go up on my GitHub. I might have to tidy up the GitHub a bit more, but yeah, that's just me rambling away. So yeah, like I said, if you like, thumbs up, and give me a like. So I'll see you guys with the next video, whenever that might be. So yeah, bye.